Oh yeah, there's something about you beautiful. I just want to know.
Hey guys, my name is Devin and welcome to my second episode of Coco Therapy. I'm so excited that you guys are watching my channel. This channel, my show, is all about building and keeping confidence. Now, before we even start, like on a serious tip, I was really gonna cancel this shoot. Like I was gonna cancel the entire shoot because some acne decided it was just gonna pop up on my face. Like I know you can't see it, but I can see. If you zoom in, I swear to God, he playing with me, y'all. There was some acne that popped up on my face, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna shoot because I felt, a little insecure about it. But I'm like, how you gonna be preaching about confidence, right? Self-confidence, and then don't have no self-confidence. So here I am, pimply chin and all, to help me help you with your confidence. So this second episode is all about having difficult conversations in situations where you have to keep your cool. So hold that thought. So in these uncomfortable situations, there's always some sort of like anxiety that lingers. Let's really ponder what would happen if you really have this difficult conversation. Well, Devin, I'm glad you asked. You could lose your job, you could lose a friend, you could hurt somebody's feelings, you could get your feelings hurt. I mean, all of these things could happen if you have this uncomfortable conversation. But what's worse? Having repercussions or feeling bad about yourself for not saying something that you know you need to say. So let's take the latter. Let's just say what we have to say. So I have 3 tips and 3 different scenarios that fit into each tip. That sounded a little confusing, but it's okay. Here we go. So you're at your job and a coworker walks up to you and they say something out of the box. Whether it's racial, whether it's insensitive, whether it's sexual. And of course your first reaction is what? Astonishment, confusion, bewilderment. Like, how? I can't believe you said that to me. But if you look anything like me, you can't pop off on Henry because you don't want to be labeled as an angry black woman or angry black man or angry Asian man or angry whoever. You don't want to do that. So you laugh it off and go on about your day. But you still feel a lingering sensation to say something to Henry, and you have every right to say something because nobody gets to disrespect you, whether intentionally or unintentionally. So here's my tip. Tip number 1. I always find that it's better in uncomfortable situations to just say it with a smile. So if you have something that you need to say to Henry, say it to Henry, but make sure that you say it with a smile. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an example. Parental advisory, there will be cuss words in this next little piece. Bitch, who you talking to? Bitch, who you talking to? Who the fuck you looking at? What the fuck are you looking at? Okay, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference in having a conversation with a smile versus not with a smile? I'm not telling you that you should cuss out Henry. I am not telling you that you should cuss out Henry because if you lose your job, it is not my fault, okay? I'm telling you not to cuss out Henry. I'm just telling you if you have something to say in a situation where you can otherwise not pop off like you want to, say it with a smile. Okay, on to scenario number 2. So now this second example with this second tip is a little different because the gloves can come off a little bit. Now, you still have a reputation to be aware of, but you got a little more leeway than at the job. So, me and my friend were at a hotel bar during the Congressional Black Caucus weekend. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about that weekend, but a whole bunch of old folks come out that weekend. And I'm talking about old, like 50 plus, come out during that weekend. So, like I said, me and my friend were, at this, in the hotel lobby, and this older man walks up to us and he's like, hey, can I buy y'all a drink? And I'm like, sure, I mean, okay. But in the back of my mind, I can't help but to think, ew, like, what if your grandkids saw you coming up to this 20-year-old? This is gross. Anyway, so we let him, buy us a drink or whatever, and we're having small talk conversation, and in our small talk conversation we find out that he's a part of a Greek letter organization, which is cool because so are we. And then we also find out that we're going to the same party the next day. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So he asks if we could exchange information, just so we can pregame the next day, and I'm looking at my friend like, he can't have my number. He can't. No, he can't. So if you want to get his number and y'all want to exchange, that's perfectly fine, but he ain't getting my phone number. So, nevertheless, they exchange information, and I ask him, like, how are you going to remember us? Because by this time, he's like super duper tore up. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to remember the girl with the big ass titties and her thick ass friend. Y'all. Okay, so at this point I'm ready to fight, because one, I already entertained you and I didn't need to, and now you coming at me just, y'all, I was ready to throw these hands, but I did not. So in the calmest voice that I could possibly muster, I say, sir, you are too damn old to be talking to anybody like that, let alone women a third your age. Excuse me, sir, I just want you to know that we're 17. We 17! We 17! He buying underage girls liquor. I'm talking about I let him have it a little bit. But you guys should have saw his face though. He was really, yeah. Anyway, all that to say, tip number 2. Let yourself calm down first before you start engaging in a conversation with somebody that has said something to upset you. Notice I did say a little lie to the man. We were not 17 at the time, obviously, but that was the calmest that I could muster up, because I really wanted to punch him in his face. And I mean, any logical woman would have wanted to punch him in his face at that point, but I decided against it. I'm working on myself. Yeah, tip number 2. Try to be a little more calm and think about it before you, yeah. Okay, so this final tip with this final situation is having a difficult and uncomfortable conversation with somebody that you actually care about. Someone whose feelings that you actually care if they get hurt. And a lot of the times, these conversations go unsaid for multiple reasons, but the main one is fear. I'm scared to hurt you. I'm scared to get hurt. I'm scared to hear what your responses are going to be. I'm scared that you're going to say something unexpected and it's going to hurt me. So, yeah, all of that stuff. But remember, fear is not real. Danger is real. But once that mantra doesn't work, here are some real practical tips that you can use when having a difficult conversation with a significant other or somebody whose feelings that you care about. So, tip number 1, be prepared. Okay? Prepare yourself. If you know somebody, let's say you're in a relationship with somebody and you know that person and you know how they usually react to things. Prepare yourself so that way you have everything that you want to say, you have all your tips and all your points and all the things that you want to get across. So that way if you guys decide that you want to go into a tangent, you come back and you actually get to say everything that you need to say. Because I know me, usually, when we get to arguing, I always forget my point at the end of the day. So I have to write down all of the things because I'm gonna forget. And he gonna let me forget too, cause no, I'm just kidding, love you back. Tip number 3, I think. Number 3? Is it number 3? Oh, number 4. Okay. Tip number 4 in this scenario, sorry about that. If the situation is too hot, walk away. If you care about somebody's feelings, like whoever it is, it doesn't have to be a significant other. It could be a parent. It could be someone whose emotions that you actually 150% care about. A kid, whoever, walk away. Because if you cannot unsay something hurtful because you're mad. Because once you said it and exchanged those words with that person, it's out in the air. And fair game is fair game. So if you care about that person's feelings and the situation is too hot, as in you're still angry, you're still boiling about it, walk away. Give yourself some time to cool down. Like literally walk away. Leave if you need to. And then come back once you're nice and cooled. Tip number 4. For real, 4 this time. Tip number 4, don't underestimate your person. Now, I know that sounds a little confusing, but this is what I mean. Like, just because you know somebody as always popping off, or somebody who's, you know, they always do this consistent behavior, don't assume that they're going to do it going into a conversation, because you take away their ability to grow. You take away the person that they might be able to become, you know, because of this situation or because of this argument. So don't underestimate that they have the ability to grow and change and be a different person. So if you are usually somebody who pop off, maybe don't this time, so that they don't think that you always gonna do that. But if you are on the receiving end of that pop off, don't assume that they are going to pop off just because they always do. Come in prepared as you could possibly be, and then go from there. Cool? Tip 5, be calm. I know that sounds ridiculous, like, oh my god, I'm about to go into a stressful situation. What you mean be calm? What? That's crazy. Be calm. Be as calm as you possibly can, because you don't know what's going to happen in this situation. You really don't. I mean, you might think you know, but you have no idea what's actually going to happen. So be calm, relax. It's okay. You can do it. I promise. I think this is tip number 6, so we're going to say tip number 6. These are for all my jokey joke people out there, because I have known to be a jokester or something a little bit like that. So if you are a jokey jerk, if you are a jokey joke person like me, sometimes it's hard for a significant other or somebody that you care about to take you seriously when you're mad, because you're always laughing about something. But if you're serious and you have something that you actually need to say and get off of your chest, let them know that you're serious. Let them know that you're not playing. This is a moment where you need them to sit down and y'all need to have a real conversation, and you really need to get your emotions off of your chest. So let them know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that you're serious. Put your serious face on and stop laughing. This is for me. That really wasn't for y'all. It was really for me. Okay, last tip. With all that prep, you could very well still be nervous. So just suck it up and say what you gotta say. Yep, that was the last tip. Suck it up and say what you gotta say. Okay, so that ends episode number 2 for Coco Therapy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you guys like watched the whole video. So like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell me if my tips work for you. Tell me if you enjoyed it. Don't tell me if you saw no acne on my face, and don't tell me if my face was shiny, because I don't need none of that from y'all. Thank you. Yeah, bye.